Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here. We're going back into this month's event quest. We're in chapter 2.2 against this Crossbone boss. He has a few nodes that just need to be aware of, and one that I underestimated. So Feats of Power, he's going to get like buffs as he gets 1, 2, 3 bars of power. Adaptive for some resistance. Truly great. If you block the specials, you'll get like a passive prowess, otherwise he'll get the bonus. Enhanced abilities, so this is what I underestimated a bit. And then right here, I'm trying to get off parries with Sunspot, but he's got so many furies, and then his furies will give him a increased ability accuracy to where I am not able to land those stuns. And then it's got Rising Sun, so you get furies. If you get up to 10, you'll start to degen. In order to get rid of those furies, you do need to do a heavy. So I totally just tried to go for it because my parries weren't landing and I really wasn't prepared for that. And you know, with Sunspot putting on Incinerates and then Crossbones being able to convert those more frequently into his own furies, yeah, I died. That's alright. So I was like, man, what happened there? Because I did put on passive, the WhMags guidance for the passive stuns. Get a little bit ability accuracy on that to get those passive stuns. But yeah, the ability accuracy that Crossbones was getting was way too much to make sure that those would stick. And yeah, I wasn't really ready to try to figure out what the spacing was required to either counter his heavy with Sunspot's heavy or his special with a heavy. But that's alright, we got most of them down. We finish them off, tap them over with white Magneto House of X. We get our first completion run done. And after that one, I was like, who can we use to make this a little bit more easy? So we're going to go in next with Apocalypse. And Apocalypse is great because Crossbones will not be able to shrug off the debuffs that Apocalypse puts on him. So we're just going in unramped, one char, or well, he's not ramped up, but I do have a Cable on the team, so I do get the four charges, the 4 genetic code to get those prowess. And you know, we're just gonna do normal crossbone play, and every so often we're gonna make sure we get a parry and a heavy off to make sure we don't get degened. And you know, the heavy's going to be able to refresh those debuffs from the special 1. We're going to build up to a special 2 and get that. And yeah, Apocalypse is going to rinse this Crossbones really easily. You know, anytime there's champs like I don't know, Crossbones, Hitmonkey, Kingpin, where they shrug off your debuffs and that's kind of annoying, Apocalypse is the answer there. I tried to see if I could counter his heavy with my heavy, didn't quite connect. That's alright. There we do connect, just parry heavy on that, and I think this is going to go into the special 2. All 4 debuffs active, tons of damage, and yeah, we're about to finish him off. I think we're going to finish him off with a special 1, or maybe we get back to special 2. But yeah, Apocalypse makes this fight fairly simple and easy. Looks like we're going to get back to a special 2 to finish. So yeah, so you can go with that route. One route that I didn't consider that I was just thinking about right now is like you can use champs that don't get buffs. So like Spider-Man 2099 or Red Guardian. They would be good to counter the Rising Sun node to where you don't have to get in the heavies. But yeah, so obviously Apocalypse works. Next up, we're going to use an option that I don't think many would consider, Wasp. She is great for this. Another champ that I also would think would be great, similarly to how Wasp will work for this fight, is America Chavez. So both Wasp and Chavez, they can passively stun mid combo into a heavy, which is really, really useful. I really, really, really love Wasp. She is a awesome champ, and I love that ability to get that passive stun into the heavy, and her heavy does major damage because it's a guaranteed crit when she shrinks down. So there we got 3k, 9k, and it's guaranteed every time. So getting 12k off of a heavy, that's pretty decent, especially with class disadvantage. Yeah, so we're just going to town. They're off the special 2. He converts a bunch of those power stings into furies, no big deal. But we're just going to keep rinsing and repeating heavy, and then we can spam heavy while he's under a bar of power, bait the special 1, and then go back into the heavy chain. And yeah, this fight goes really easy, fairly quick, especially for a class disadvantage fight. And yeah, Wasp just makes easy work of this. I don't have America Chavez like ranked up. I think I have as like a 5-star as like rank 2 or something. But I could see her doing similar work. And I'm not exactly sure how she works entirely, but I know that she can deal with buffs as well. So if you have America Chavez, I think she would be a solid option for this. Just like Wasp is. And man, just spamming those heavies in the corner, it's fun. Damage is awesome. And I think we're about to finish this off with a heavy into a special 2. No, didn't quite do enough damage. But yeah, Wasp is just beautiful champion. Beautiful champion. So yeah, if you have Wasp, highly recommend you trying her out because she's very easy to use, and if you can bait specials and evade the specials that they got, she's excellent. Now next up for our third run, we're just going to do a quick easy run with Magneto. You know, Magneto can parry heavy all day, get to special 3, lights out. Crossbones is a metal champion. And yeah, it just does great work. So as far as the other nodes, the truly great, you know, this is a node that I actually have on one of my paths in AQ and map 8. It's like I fight an Odin and a Chavez with it, and you can block the specials and get prowess, and you can get like perfect block on it if you parry it well, if you get the well-timed block, which is nice, but at the same time, I feel like it's not necessary. And we're gonna just kind of ignore that one. Adaptive, feats of power, they don't come into play. I mean, the adaptive is gonna put up those physical and energy resistant buffs, but yeah, no big deal. Now there, we're just gonna charge the heavy. We're trying to bait the special 1. And Crossbones is really not having it. They get tagged. And here we go. And we're going to parry heavy. I think we're going to just charge again. You know, one more, and then I'm going to charge. And even if I get hit, that's fine. Yeah, because we got that unstoppable. And then this is going to rinse him really, really well. Lots of bleeds. And I think this pretty much kills him with the bleeds and the shrapnel detonation that we get. I think it detonates and finishes him off. Yeah, right there. It's like that was almost 60k. So yeah, Magneto works great. It's a metal champ. Not too often where he won't work great. And then last up, we're gonna use a little different option. So Crossbones gets lots of buffs, and Mojo loves champs that get lots of buffs. Now my Mojo is not really ramped up. I have two charges. I used them once on the path. I think for the path mostly I was using Surfer or CGR. And yeah, so we're gonna use Mojo. Mojo, when he has that anti-life build up, when you complete a prompt, it's going to make the fury buffs that Crossbones gets super short. And we're going to just degen this guy. And I think on one of these hits, I try to counter with the heavy so that I don't get too many. Yeah, right there. I think it might happen one more time. Trying to counter specials and heavies with Mojo's heavy. It's got a decent reach, but it's nothing like too crazy. And I'm like, oh man, this is not going too well. We're at 10 furies. We didn't get degen there, which is interesting. Maybe we have to get to 11. We kind of get cornered, but it's okay. I tried not to panic, and I'm like, all right, I can do this. I just got to land my heavies and find the spacing for that, and I end up finding the spacing because Mojo's heavy reach is pretty decent, and with all the buffs that Crossbones is getting, he's just gonna start melting away. Look at all that degen damage. It's beautiful. And we don't land the parry there. Land the heavy, and then we're gonna put hater buffs on him. And those are gonna do some degen while we're waiting for us to get to another like special. There, I thought I was at a special 2, not quite. All right, 10 furies, gotta get that heavy. We get that heavy landed to reset the Rising Sun. And here we go. We got the special, and we're hoping that he will throw a special, but he doesn't, so we just do a little dash back intercept special. I've been practicing that a lot, especially on I have a few mini accounts that I've been playing Hercules on as like a 4-star, and doing those little dash back special intercepts are great. But yeah, so we didn't do so well at the beginning, but we held on, finished him off. Mojo did a solid job for that fight. So hopefully this gives you a few ideas of who you can use for this Crossbones. Not the most difficult fight, but just be aware of that ability accuracy to not land those parries, and then, you know, trying to get those heavies off before Rising Sun degens you. But hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.